into the Danny, August 9th, 2026, and dusting off the scale here. Gonna jump on it now, and this will remain uncut. I'm actually now on my Sony a6400. Then I'll switch back to the DJI Osmo. But yeah, gonna weigh myself today, and then I'll switch to the DJI. Okay, it's gonna be uncut. All right, gonna take off my shoes. Let me see if I can back up a little bit here for you guys. Yep, back up here for you. Let me take off my shoes. All right, taking off my shirt. Don't mind my six pack. All right, here we go. So nothing in my pockets. Okay, jumping on the scale here. Give it a second. Sorry, it's a little bit slow. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, I got to restart it. Hasn't been on for a while. All right, here we go. All right, it's going, it's calculating. All right, almost. Nope, didn't work. All right, let's try it again. Oh, got it, 321. Came out fairly quickly, so you can see that. 321, August 9th, 2026. Okay, put that down. Let's get a shot here. Let's do a side shot. Do an exterior shot. There it is. That goes to my thighs and my butt, that's for sure. But all right, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna go down to Main Street, do a walk and talk, and let's roll. Okay, so got my Starbucks. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys a good channel update. I felt like the last video, it was a channel update, but it was a little bit of more of me venting, going for a walk in the theme parks. What else? You know, I got distracted with the weather and just walking into Magic Kingdom and whatnot. So I figured, it is a Sunday, a very early Sunday morning. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Was it 6:30? So I figured I come out here to Main Street. I know usually at this time, especially on Saturdays and Sundays, it is very quiet. As you know, here in Celebration, we typically have the Celebration Farmers Market on Sundays, but like I said, it's too early. And I wanted to give you guys a real channel update. Talk a little bit about, I've gained a good handful of new subscribers. We're making our way to 1,000 subscribers, which is fun and exciting for me. And yeah, I'd figure, why not? Let's go down to Main Street, walk around, get some steps in, and talk a little bit. And of course, here we are at the Adam the Woo bench. Join me, shall you? You know, like I said, I've said it many times on the channel. I didn't know Adam personally. Spoke to him a couple times, briefly, but I think he would have laughed at this. He would have been happy, but he would have definitely had a good smile. So, like always, we miss Adam, and there he is. Here's a quick shot of Main Street Celebration when it's nice and empty. Reggiano's, if you guys don't know, Tom Cruise has been there a bunch of times. One of his favorite restaurants when he comes to Orlando, which is kind of funny and random. Got a couple people jogging and biking here. Yeah, nice, beautiful morning here in Celebration, Florida. Oh, there's a Celebration Hotel off in the distance. Guys, one thing I really don't like to do when I'm vlogging is have the camera front facing and walk at the same time. So there's an update. When I was doing, I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I'll mention it quickly. In my last video over in, not my last video, but when I was in Savannah, Georgia, if you've never been to Savannah, Georgia, the sidewalks are very old. The roads are very old. So I was actually at a sidewalk and there was like a little bit of a steep drop, and I almost went down that drop while filming. So yeah, not doing that again. So whenever you see me stop when the camera is front facing, it's because of that. Don't want to get injured on the job here. So yeah, one of the things that I wanted to update you guys with is, before we talk about my weight, is the fact that when you vlog, when you do this almost daily, or at least at minimum every other day, it's funny how you have to have a lot of patience, not only with people, but yourself. Like just now, I'm starting to vlog, right? My camera lens fogs up. And again, I always mention this, first world problems, not a big deal. But, you know, like my camera lens is fogging up. There's bats in the shed. Because that's one thing I've had to get used to moving from Miami to Orlando, is there's definitely more wildlife out here. We hear coyotes at night, all kinds of stuff. But there's even been black bear spotted here on people's Ring cameras and stuff like that. But like my camera lens is fogging up. You know, I'm crossing the street and there's a lady on her bicycle with headlights. You know, it just boom crosses in front of me. There's a guy jogging behind me. So you gotta get just used to stuff happening. I was filming now, and two women walking by were talking very loud. I don't know, they were standing right next to each other, so I don't know why they were speaking so loudly. But yeah, you learn. This is why I think Adam was so great, was you could tell things would annoy him, but he grew as the years went by. He was very good at growing more patient. In his earlier videos, he was definitely a lot less patient, and I think even he would admit that. But you could tell as the years went by, he got more patient. So yeah, we're gonna just be walking and talking, and whenever I stop, I'll front face the camera. But so my weight, not good, 321. I'm actually kind of happy because I expected it to be worse. Since last year, if I could find the pictures, last year around this time I was about 315. So only being up about 6 pounds makes me kind of happy, to be honest. Obviously, being at 321 is not ideal. I'm trying to get down to about 185, 190. A lot of people at that point are going to tell me that I'm too skinny if I actually do get there. So yeah, that's my goal weight. It's going to be a long journey, but I figured on the channel, and like I said, this is a travel and daily lifestyle channel. I figured maybe every 2 weeks, what I'm gonna do is on Fridays do a video like this where I update you on my weight. You know, I'll get on the scale and see what progress we've made. Hold on here, we got a score here. Back up, you see wildlife. Hey, back up. No, back up. Back. Get out of here. Get out of here. See what I'm saying? Got to constantly deal with wildlife out here. That's true. You see that squirrel? Can you believe the audacity of that squirrel coming up to me? I don't have any food, buddy. And of course, in here we do have gators. We actually have one gator in here, and Adam named him Cool. A small guy, probably about 4 or 5 feet. Here we have the Columbia restaurant, which is not Colombian food. It's actually a very famous Cuban restaurant, believe it or not, that was started in Tampa. Which, fun fact, if you don't know this, the Cuban sandwich was invented in Tampa. So that's pretty cool, by Cuban immigrants. So shout out to the motherland. The food here, I've had it. I've been here a few times. I've been here a bunch of times actually, and it's good. You know, it's your average Cuban food. But it's funny to see people that are not from areas like Miami and whatnot. They'll eat the Cuban food here and be like, it's delicious. Wow, I feel like I'm in Spain or Cuba. And it's like, well, you're definitely not in Cuba. I can tell you that much. But it's mid-tier Spanish food. It's not. It doesn't blow you away. So to end the whole weight thing, yeah, gonna update the channel every 2 weeks. I think every week's a little too much because that's not the main focal point of the channel. It's part of the channel. You see, trying to talk, I'm burping. I got the hiccups, but we keep going. Feels like today there's cameras everywhere. Look at this. See, there's cameras everywhere you go. Whew, found some nice steps to sit down. Relax for a few seconds. And yeah, another thing I want to say about the weight is, obviously me being a former athlete, not only in high school, but a little bit in college, playing baseball, now hitting the 40-year-old mark, which again, I believe now scientists and the medical community, they're saying at 45 is sort of the midway point of your life. So again, whether it's 40 or 45, I am in the middle of my life. So again, I don't want to go. This guy just passed by. He has 2 giant dogs in his pickup truck. It's pretty big. I don't want to get into the middle part. You know, now that I'm getting into the middle part of my life, I don't want to continue to be this out of shape. It's very frustrating, especially when I was a former athlete, and all my friends would tell you that whenever we played sports, I was usually one of the top performers. I'm being sarcastic, obviously, but either way, yeah, it's very frustrating. So this is a constant battle. This is a constant thing, which, look, there's a guy over there. Let me see if I can get him. I'm supposed to camera around. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's all the way down the street. That guy down there. I don't know who that guy is, but he's in great shape. And let me tell you, he runs around Celebration like it's nobody's business. So hopefully one day I can be like that guy. Yeah, it's a constant battle. I definitely would label myself as a stress eater. I think more specifically at night is where I really struggle. So hopefully we can change that around. And I think for me, really, when it comes to exercising or to eating, it's more getting started. Once I'm started, sort of that old athletic ability of mine, that old, sweating and running and eating properly, it sort of kicks in. It's like sort of an instinct that you build when you're younger. So hopefully I'm able to, have that kick in again. So, because this weight is not easy, for sure. All right, let's continue. So, next thing I want to update you guys on is, if you're new to my channel, I wanted to, first off, I want to say thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming along on the adventure, on the journey. I wanted to explain, and I like to do this ever so often, the kind of channel that I like to have. I really think whenever you're doing a sort of travel or daily lifestyle channel, there's 2 kinds of channel, in my opinion. There's information, so they're going to give you information on cruises, and which we are going on a cruise, guys. First week of December. It's a 3-nighter on Disney's Wish cruise line. There's people that give you information, and then there's channels that are entertaining. On this channel, I like to do both. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to say. So you'll see videos where I'm doing, I'm giving you a bunch of information. You'll see videos where I'm giving you entertainment and information. So it's very loose. It's very it's a mix. And look at this. You guys ever want to come out here? If you know this reference, you're probably laughing, but funny name for a barbershop and pretty horrifying. I would say on my channel as well, as we continue to walk here around Main Street, I am not a vacation channel. I am an exploration channel. Let me give you the distinction. A vacation channel is, I'm on a cruise. I got my feet in the sand. I'm at this 5-star resort. Look at this, guys. Now I'm walking through Rome, which, don't get me wrong, I want to do all those things and vlog them, but I pride myself on being more. Look here, there goes the guy. This guy's an animal. He's all look. He's just running. He's running. He's always running, but good for him. So I'm more of an exploration channel. What do I mean by that? Well, one video or 2 or 3 or 4, because I really want to go to Rome for various amount of reasons, history, food, culture, etc. One video, I might be in Rome. I might be in the Vatican. I might be at the Colosseum. I might be at the extra touristy spots. The next, I might be in some swamp in the middle of a Florida state park, maybe Ocala State Forest, exploring a trail or visiting some historical site or some historical courthouse like I did in Polk County, the county over, next to the one I'm currently at. So that's the kind of channel I'm gonna run. And to be honest, it's the kind of channel that it'll stay fresh, it'll stay fun, it'll stay different. In this channel, I'll go dine at a 3-star Michelin French restaurant, and on the next video, I'll go to some food vendor, streetcar that's selling, dollar tacos in Mexico City like Adam did. So that's the kind of channel I'm gonna run. It's the kind of channel I have a passion for. And I want to always do my best to remain as authentic and real as possible. Of course, I cannot divulge my entire life on this channel because I do have Melissa and the kids. So, I do have to have certain things remain private. But yeah, that's what you can expect on this channel. Exploration. One day we can be walking around Celebration like we are now. The next day we can be walking around my hometown in Miami, Florida, Hialeah. A little different, but still, it's where I'm from, and I'm always going to be proud and love where I'm from. So that's that. All right, coming into Memorial Park, we got Celebration K through 8. They're just off in the distance, getting ready for back to school here on Monday. Gonna be pretty crazy, I'm sure. Love this little park here. Shout out to the veterans, shout out to the military, first responders. Every time I come here, I think about that. But yeah. So again, this is a free-flowing channel. We're gonna do the exotic, the wacky, the different, and we're gonna do all the traditional, touristy kind of things anybody would do when they would go to a location. Oh, look at this right here. What does it say? Revolutionary War Patriots. This marker commemorates, I know how to pronounce this word, commemorates the men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots, believing in the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to found a new nation. 1775 through. Awesome. America 250 celebration. All right, we're here at a bench in Memorial Park. And yeah, like there's another thing I want to say is this: when it comes to, and again, even at my little 500 and I think I'm at 570 or something like that. Even at my little 570 subscribers, as a creator, you start to feel a little bit of pressure, a little bit. It's little by little. You'll have friends and family even that are like, "Oh, why don't you do this?" or "Why don't you try that?" or, And again, I'm the type of person that 99% of creators hate that stuff. They'll be like, they'll ignore you, or they'll say yeah, 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 and then they won't do anything, or they'll get frustrated with you. I'm not like that. If somebody comes up to me and gives me a suggestion, I always take it into account. I always say, you know what, guys, and if you see me switching the cameras because I'm switching arms, I'm always the kind of creator that if you give me a suggestion, I'm always going to take it and say, okay, let me process it. Let me think about it, and I'll do it. I had a passenger yesterday give me a suggestion for a video, and I'm going to do it because it was a great suggestion. I've had Tony, you guys know Tony, very good friend of mine, basically my best friend, him and Jack. So he gave me a great suggestion, was like, look, why don't you do more informational videos about Disney? And so I always thought about it. So now when I'm doing those informational videos, that was definitely an idea from him. So I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm always taking people's recommendation, even if it's subscribers down in the comments that I don't know. They'll say, hey, why don't you try this? Shout out to Alex in the comments. Both Alex. I got two Alexes in the comments that are pretty regular. They'll give me suggestions, and I usually will do them. So I'm a creator that I don't like to ostracize my subscribers, right? Like, I want you guys to feel part of the community, part of the family. And when you give me a recommendation, or if you give me a respectful criticism, like you say, Danny, look, this video sucked today. Or, hey, Danny, look, we don't want to see another vlog of you doing, I don't know, a Magic Kingdom walk around. I take those and I say, you know what? If that's what my subscribers want, then I'll do. Now, it has to be within reason. It can't be, this thing where you think you're going to tell me what to do, or you're going to try to force me to do something. That's never going to happen. So, and it's that simple. And I've said this before. I don't like to say this often because I like to keep it happy and fun here. But I like constructive criticism. I like when somebody says, hey, Danny, you should do this or that. But if you disrespect me in any way, personally, or especially my family, 100% you're going to be blocked or removed. No doubt about it. And I'll give you a perfect example. When I did the Villages video, a lot of residents from the Villages came on down there in the comments and really let me have it. If I don't even remember, because really the comments, the negative comments really don't bother me, to be honest. I'm not one of those creators that gets their feelings hurt, and I'm just not. I maybe it's because the way I grew up around a lot of tough guys that they were very, they'll definitely let you have it, and you got to have thick skin, with a lot of the people that I grew up with. So the stuff in the comments doesn't bother me, because my friends they were just not, let's just say we were definitely boys when we were young, in every sense of the word. But yeah, those mean comments don't bother me. But with the Villages people, them, writing, oh, you don't know anything, I didn't block them. I didn't erase them. I've had a few comments where they've said some really nasty things, and I just block and erase them. That's it. And that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna be disrespected. That's 100%. With that said, comment down below anything that you would want to see more of in this channel, anything that you dislike that I do, or please. I always like to know what my subscribers are feeling, thinking, and bottom line is, you guys, without you guys, there is no Into the Danny. Another thing, as I walk with the camera facing forward, is Into the Danny. If you don't know where I got that name from, it's from a movie called Into the Wild. starring Emil Hirsch, directed by Sean Penn. If you haven't seen it, it's to me one of the 2025 greatest films ever made. Highly emotional, highly inspirational. It's a true story, and I recommend to go watch it. So, like I told you guys, when you go out and you vlog, it's never smooth sailing, right? So you hear that beeping noise? It's just been going the entire time. But that's the way it is, you know. It's never going to be dead silent. It's never going to be pure silence. But I think I know what that is, because we had the same issue in our complex. It's probably some setting or some, you know, panel that needs to be reset. Typically that's what that is. But yep, nice cool morning. It's not too hot, which is nice. It is humid, but there's the beeping. I mean, do I want to grab a baseball bat and smash the beeping? I do, but again, guys, we need to remain calm. See, it's a panel. Maintenance got to go in there and shut it off. Oh, thankfully I don't live here, because I'd definitely be calling them today. All right, that's gonna do it. Channel update, weight update. Drinking some of my Starbucks. Should be drinking coffee at home. I do have some already made, so I'll be grabbing some of that later on today, or probably just leave it for tomorrow morning. They're already setting up for the Sunday market. What else? That's pretty much it, guys. Gonna go now, edit this video, go work some Uber, some ride share, and gonna go out and film today after 6:30. After driving, I am going to go film. I don't know what I'm going to film. I think I have an idea already. And let's just say it involves Halloween Horror Nights. Like, subscribe. Thank you for joining the Into the Danny community. Thank you to all my new subscribers, my old subscribers, my future subscribers. See you guys on the next one. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. It's not my outro. The vlog is never over.